Morning. Morning.
Morning.
How's it going?
So good.
Good.
How are you doing?
Good. Good. Wait just another moment or two and then we'll get started. I saw a couple of other people trying to join and then disappeared. They may be having some technical difficulties this morning. Okay, well, I think we should go ahead and get started and not go any later. Thank you for joining me today. I sure appreciate it and always look forward to this. So today, what I want to share, what I want to talk about, what I've been thinking about was actually sparked by something that happened yesterday. I was looking at, contemplating, thinking about the 11th step in the 12 steps program and discussing it with some people. And it says, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God. And the workbook that I was reading as it relates to this said something in terms of prayer being essentially talking to God and meditating being primarily hearing from God. One was, it's a conversation. One is expressing what we need to. The other is listening or hearing what we need to, or what is trying to be said to us. And I was just sharing with the group that I was talking to that I think meditation, as we have come to understand it in this sort of modern popular concept, is not about listening to God or listening to really anything, except it's more in the Buddhist tradition of mindful meditation, which is listening, or seeing, having the thoughts pass through our minds and then letting them go. Not, we're the observer. And as the observer, we're seeing that we are not our thoughts, and we can observe them. And when they appear, we let them go, and we concentrate on our breathing. And to me, that is what most people mean when they talk about meditation these days. So the concept of meditation being how you hear from God was, I just had really, I didn't think that was really accurate in the terms of the way most people think these days. I think you could think of contemplation as hearing, reflection, being still and quiet and open, certainly, but not meditation. Of course, if you do meditation in a different way, then maybe it's all about listening. There's obviously not just one way to do it, but so all of that brought me back to one of my all-time favorite quotes from one of my all-time favorite writers. And I thought about how I have shared this quote at more funerals, memorial services, celebrations of life than any other quote I've ever used. And there's several really good ones from Shakespeare, from sacred literature, from different things that I've used, but this one more than any other. And I try to use it in two ways. One, thinking about the person who is no longer with us, but then also challenging us to think about our own lives in the context of our lives will be over soon. And here's the quote by Frederick Buechner. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery that it is. In the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it, because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. And when it comes to hearing what we need to hear, and wherever you think that comes from, one of the greatest ways I believe we can do that is in listening to our lives. He goes on to say that if God speaks anywhere, it is into our lives that God speaks. I want to read it again. I'm going to ask you to really think about what he's saying. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery that it is. In the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it, because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. I believe if we're going to improve our conscious contact with God, with the divine, with the deeper side of life, that it is through our lives and is through our approach to our lives and listening to our lives to hear what we need, what is trying to be communicated to us. And, I think if we look at some of the patterns in our lives, we'll see that some of the things that we've been slow to learn, we get other opportunities to learn them. Life gives us more than one chance, and sometimes many chances. And if I fail over and over again, because life has given me the same opportunity to learn something, and I didn't catch it the first time. I wasn't listening. I wasn't responding in the way I should. And I'll probably get another chance. And if I don't respond and learn that, then I'll probably get another chance. And, it reminds me of what Confucius said about the way we gain wisdom. There's three different, primarily three different ways: observation, imitation, and experience. And he says that experience is the most bitter way to learn. And to me, that's related to when that lesson comes again and again and again until we learn it. And there's a lot of ways in which life will bring us low, will humble us, because we've stiffened our necks, because we're so hard-headed and we don't want to learn, and we refuse. Our ego says we're fine, everything's good, but there's nothing I need to learn. I'm all good. Life says, here's another chance. Here's another chance. And I just think, listening to our lives this day, we're going to have experiences that can teach us so much. A few weeks ago, I was reflecting on my life and all the people who have come in and out of my life, the ones that have flowed in and out, the ones that are still in. And I was thinking about how every single person brought with them an opportunity for me, something I could learn, something I could make a part of my own, something I could grow from the experience, whether it was difficult, painful, whether the person was unpleasant and unkind, unloving, or whether they were, love itself. There's something to learn. And what I was thinking of in that moment of reflection was, I wondered just how many opportunities I didn't take advantage of. And now that person's gone and maybe no longer with us, or maybe just have out of my life. And that's missed opportunities. And so I'm going to try today to take advantage of every opportunity. I'm still going to miss a ton of them, but I'm going to try to listen even more carefully, learn even more, and experience and take in the lessons that life has for me this day. Life is our teacher. And I think our best response to every single thing that happens to us is, this is my teacher. This is my teacher. It may not be the lesson that I wanted. It may not be the curriculum that I signed up for, but this is my lesson. And there's something here for me to learn. Would anybody like to respond, share, ask, say anything at all?
Thank you so much, Michael. Sorry I was a little bit late, guys. What a fantastic topic, and so much. I've made lots of notes, but one of the things that does come to mind is in my prayer and meditation, one of the things COVID's brought me is some consistency that I really have always wanted, but always life seemed to be so pressing. There were so many things and errands that I needed to do, and I needed to do them immediately when I got up. And now I have put the priority, well, I have less, pressing things now. And the priority is, when I get up, I need to do my prayer and meditation. And it's really brought me this sense of groundedness to the day. And I hope to keep it up when things in life change and become more pressing. And I think maybe I will, because it's become a real practice. But I was just thinking that part of some of my prayers are very personal, that they've developed, daily over time. And then some of them I take, I like this poem, I think it's called the Desiderata, and I kind of change it up to make it, I may be mispronouncing that, but I change it up a little bit to, and at the end of it, it says, listen to others. And I say kind of, listen to myself and others. Even the dull and ignorant have their stories. And I can learn from everyone, even if it's what not to do. That's my change on it. Everyone can be my teacher, even if it's the example of what not to do. So I love that reminder. And I love that I have now made this a consistent practice. And it feels like it's just been really beneficial. It just makes me more mindful about my day as I go forward, and what is important. So thanks so much, guys, for being here, and love these Meaning Mondays. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I was thinking, as I was making my to-do list this morning, of what really matters, and use the word pressing. And if you go back to, was it Stephen Covey, talking about the 4 quadrants, and there's things that seem so urgent, but they're not important. And most of the things that are really important are not very urgent. And that's where we need to be focused. And when I was looking at my to-do list and writing it, I was thinking, what matters most? What am I going to get to the end of my life and say, damn, why didn't I do more of that? And why didn't I do less of this other shit? And that's what I think our focus, where we need to be. But I love the word you use, because those things will press on us to say, oh, it's urgent. You got to do this now. You got to answer that phone. You got to answer those emails. You got to go run those errands. And I don't think most of the time they're not that important. And so if we could evaluate everything of, what matters most, what is going to get me to the life I want, what will my future self be glad that today's self did. Anyone else?
I can't believe you brought that quote up, because that was my quote that I was bringing to this session today. The Frederick, I say Bochner, but is it
Buechner? That's
Buechner? Okay,
according to him.
Potato, right?
I can't believe you have the same quote. Wow. You just muted yourself.
Thank you.
Right.
That's a first. So I think this is a super mature religious vision and way of thinking about life in every moment. Also in Beckner, say it again.
Buechner.
Okay. He, I've read a little bit of his work, something called Listening to Your Life. Another book, The Sacred Journey. And he what I'm trying to say is that he's very mature. He's very, this is a grown-up look at life and time's ticking, but he always incorporates like playfulness and free play and and just that naivete into his practice, which really resonates with me. I know that, when I first became a nurse, I'm a goofball. I think it's one of my gifts, but I hide behind it a lot too, And when I first became a nurse, an RN, I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, I can't act like me. And all right, you got them all.
Your recommendations while you're sharing.
Okay, it's like I can't act like this goofy person and do this job that's like life and death, and putting air into people's lungs to keep them alive and all that, and I don't know what happened, but at some point I realized, like, I don't know if I was listening to my life or just gave up trying to be the mature business fancy lady or whatever, but I just went with the goofball, and it really worked, and I was still able to maintain a certain degree of bearing and professionalism, and so that's I think he speaks to that a lot, and listen to your inner goofball. It's not the dumbest person out there. So, anyway, that's all.
It's beautiful. I cannot believe you had the same quote. And what are the chances of that? I do have 2 shelves worth of Buechner stuff, and I would recommend you reading anything, but the book actually called Listening to Your Life is 365 daily devotional readings from his writings. They're pulled from his novels, from his nonfiction books. This is an excellent way to start with him if you've never read it. But the 3,
he's still alive. He's like 90 something years old.
Yes.
I swear I think he's still with us.
He is. He's an incredible writer and thinker. He's written essentially 3 memoirs, The Sacred Journey, and these are just so insightful, Now and Then and Telling Secrets. And he's this is an example of him listening to his life, these memoirs, and him sharing what happens and what it means and what it taught him, and telling secrets. He says, I am my secrets and you are yours. And his dad committed suicide when he was very young, and his daughter had an eating disorder. I forget if it was bulimia or whatever the other one is, but he was just dying inside, and yet he was trying to listen. What is life telling me? What is it teaching me? What do I have to learn from this? And anyway, highly recommend him. Anyone else want to share anything, say anything? Part of what Denise said, I think, was that in listening to your life, and you correct me if I'm wrong on this, but in listening to your life, it'll tell you who you are and who you can be. And this sacred gift of our lives, the way we honor them is being ourselves, being our true, authentic self. And hopefully that's what our lives, what we can hear in our lives is it's okay to be ourselves and to experience this life the way we want to, whether we see it as a comedy or a tragedy or whatever the experience is, that we have our own unique idiosyncratic approach to life. We bring all those facets of our personality that no one else has. It's uniquely our own, and that's how we should live our lives. And if we're listening carefully, I think nothing will give us more permission to do that than our lives themselves. I feel like that's what you were saying. And I so appreciate that you honor who you are, even in whatever the environment is, professional, personal, whatever it is.
Hi, everybody. I'm Vanessa again. I was just gonna say, I love that. I call it being comfortable in my own skin. It's kind of what I would like to be. I'm getting there. I used to think that I was pretty young when I went into a pretty big career, and I always thought I had to look older and act older and be mature and be responsible, and all those things are good qualities, but I was really kind of like a nerd and a goofball. and those are good qualities too. I don't need to be so worried about those getting out, and maybe even lead with those, be more authentic. But yeah, I love those reminders that just be me. The world needs more me. The world needs more yous, right? Just be you. The world needs you. And I just like that. That's a great reminder. Thanks, guys.
This life that we've been given, and as far as we know, this is the only one we get. There may be an afterlife. We may get more times of doing this. We just don't know. No matter what we believe, we don't know. And so what we do with this one, to me, is what matters most, is what is the most important. The most pressing question is, what are we doing with our lives? And if we're not learning from them, if we're not receiving the gift that they are, you think about the potential of a gift. Today's February 1st, right? What if by some strangeness, your Christmas tree is still up and there was still a gift unopened, a wrapped present under your tree? Whatever's in there, no matter how incredible, wonderful it is, it's just potential. It has no impact on your life whatsoever. And the gift of our lives and the lessons, the great teacher that our lives are, is like a wrapped present that if we're not taking advantage of, if we're not receiving and opening ourselves up to and listening to our life, as Buechner, encourages us to do, then we're missing out on so much. And, you know, we're not getting any younger. And it's time to get serious about listening to our lives, to investing in ourselves, our lives, and getting out of our lives as much as we possibly can, realizing that time is short and it doesn't matter where we are in life, time is short. Listen today. I just want to wrap up. I'd like to read the quote again. And I know that my intention is to live this, is to do this today. And I encourage you, challenge you. And when I say that, I mean, Frederick Buechner is challenging us to listen to our lives. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery it is. In the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it, because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. Thank you for the grace and gift of my life. Thank you. The best way I can honor it is to receive it, listen to it, and live it to the fullest that I can. And I hope you'll do the same. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a great week, and I hope to see you next Monday. Thank y'all. Have a good day. Have a great
Thanks,
week.
Michael.
Thanks,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.